Chapter 2. Christ's Revelation of the End Time. There are divergent opinions of the teachings of Christ regarding the end time. Some theological reviews say that Jesus only spoke about the invasion of a Gentile army into Jerusalem and destruction of the temple, which however happened in AD 70 under Emperor Nero. All cities of Israel surrounding Jerusalem were conquered and ruled by the Roman Empire. The revolt of Jerusalem led to the invasion of a strong Roman army led by General Titus. They surrounded Jerusalem, killed several thousands of people, and then finally burnt down the temple. This happened to bring a fulfillment to what Jesus prophesied concerning the future. However, this was not all that Jesus spoke about. He gave a detailed account of the end-time events, which this book primarily seeks to explain. Considering his end-time discourse, we will find out that the end-time or last days, as the Bible records, was not fully fulfilled in AD 70, as many do believe. Jesus did speak of other events. In 2 chapters, Luke 21 and Matthew 24, Jesus Christ extensively gave a systematic review of the various events that formulates the end time. It is important to note that in Christ's presentation of these happenings, he narrated different dispensations of time to inform his disciples. We will discuss them according to divine arrangements. 1. Persecution of the church. But before all these, they shall lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons, being brought before kings and rulers for my name's sake. Luke chapter 21 verse 12. The question here is, what must wait until the church is persecuted? But before all these, he was speaking about 2 things: the destruction of the temple. Luke chapter 21 verse 5 to 6. The rising of false Christ. Luke 21 verse 8. Matthew 24 verse 23 to 26. And then disastrous signs to end their time-bound age. Matthew 24 verse 27. Luke 21 verse 9 to 11. Jesus Christ prophesied the global persecution of Christians, which fulfillment led to the execution of the apostles and the early disciples of the church. This persecution continued until the reign of Constantine the Great, who called for the acceptance of Christianity. 2. The destruction of the temple. And as some spake of the temple, how it was adorned with goodly stones and gifts, he said, As for these things which ye behold, the days will come, in the which there shall not be left one stone upon another, that shall not be thrown down. Luke 21 verse 5 to 6. And when he was come near, he beheld the city, and wept over it. For the days shall come upon thee, that thine enemies shall cast a trench about thee, and compass thee around, and keep thee in on every side, and shall lay thee even with the ground, and thy children within thee. And they shall not leave in thee one stone upon another, because thou knowest not the time of their visitation. Luke 19 verse 41, 43 to 44. Gessius Florus, the Roman procurator of Judah, loved money and hated the Jews. He ruled in Judea and cared less about their religious traditions. When they were unable to pay taxes, he went to the holy temple of the Jews to seize silver from the temple. This action of his incited the first revolt of the Jews, and their quest for freedom escalated in AD 66. Florus worked for Emperor Nero, so with the authority invested into his hands, he therefore sent troops into Jerusalem, who massacred over 3,000 citizens, and this gave rise to the Jewish-Roman War. Emperor Nero died after he sent Vespasian, an army commander of 3 legions, because of his record of breaking through highly defensive cities, to Jerusalem to fight the Jews. Jerusalem was a greatly walled city, and they needed a radical warrior to besiege it. Vespasian put down the opposition of Judea, Galilee, and other cities surrounding Israel. He then encamped around Jerusalem. Vespasian left to fight for the position of the emperor after he heard Nero was dead. His son Titus replaced him to handle the Jewish-Roman war. Jerusalem was isolated from the rest of the nation, and the Eastern army of the Roman Empire was free to attack Jerusalem unhindered. The Jews began dying out of famine in Jerusalem, and a historic example is the wife of the then high priest who went on the streets looking for crumbs. The city was destroyed, and the temple burnt down exactly as Jesus said. The Jewish revolt marked the end of the Jewish state until modern times, confirming the prophecy of Jesus and why he cried over the city. The city was destroyed, and all the people who escaped death scattered into surrounding nations. There was no Jewish state from AD 70, and this happened to confirm what Christ said, "And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captives into all nations." Luke 21:24. However, by the faithfulness of God, in 1948, it was reinstated as a nation again. Eusebius, a historian of Christianity, wrote that when the revolt began in AD 66, some of the remaining Jewish Christians fled to Pella, a city across the Jordan River. "And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains Jordan, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days, for there shall be great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles, until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled." Luke 21:20-24. This was a precise prophecy of Christ concerning the tribulation in AD 70. Whatever he said happened with precision. Some historians concerning this great event record that some of the women were raped and carried away by the Roman troops, as was prophesied by prophet Zechariah. "I'm bringing all the godless nations to war against Jerusalem. Houses plundered, women raped, half the city taken into exile, the other half left behind." A shadow of this happened in AD 70. But it is important to note that this event is not the end time. Now, there were others also that Jesus spoke about that are yet to happen. You see that he ended by saying Jerusalem shall be trodden down, overcome or trampled upon, of the Gentiles, until the times of the Gentiles are fulfilled. This is what we see today. We are still in the times of the Gentiles. Israel is not the world superpower today, but at the end of the times of the Gentiles, they will be restored for 1,000 years to rule over the earth. Jesus will rule the earth from Jerusalem. This also he spoke about, Matthew 19:28. "And Jesus said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me, in the regeneration when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye also shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes of Israel." This new age or regeneration is 1,000 years rule of Christ on earth. Rapture. Jesus Christ spoke of the rapture in a much concealed manner. There are several arguments that suggest that rapture is unbiblical, but it is biblical.